was going to jump off the castle wall and try to find to disrupt the siege ruin. So if you were here yesterday,
break it down for me for those who have never seen this before. What are we looking at?
So right now you see on the top of your screens there are the defending alliances are going back to cap the resurrection stones. That's important because otherwise, if you're a guild that is not the defending guild, so right now as you see Just Play at the top of the screen on the right, they're the occupying guild. So if you're not in Just Play and you're in their alliance and you die, you won't respawn inside the castle walls until you have a resurrection point. So that's why you see those resurrection points. There's 3 of them. It's the second to last row. And we do have our first golem on the battlefield. This is a jump attacker golem. And this is where they're going to be able to jump on top of the wall and kind of disrupt the attackers or the defenders here. Here's the jump. And now he has to kind of just create chaos because the entire blue alliance now is at the gates. They're going to try to poke. They're going to try to create some space. But it's very important that the attackers are able to get the gate crasher, the gate hammer and the stone crasher golem as fast as possible. If you just pan to the left a little bit on this castle wall, you're going to see some yellow pillars. Those are the levers that you can use. You see them on the right of your screen. You can pull those levers and open the main gate without breaking the wall.
But you'll need to do it simultaneously?
Exactly. You need 2 people to do it at the same time or else it won't work. We see the jumper golem now is inside the walls. They are sending some of the defenders there to start killing the golem. But look at the amount of health that this guy has. They were just going to follow this jumper golem. This is actually a really good strat because I don't know why they care about the jumper golem, because if the jumper golem's this far in, can't really do much. This is one of the central resurrection points that one of the guilds has capped and are going to be using to defend. Looks like he's going to try to get some damage on that inner gate, and there's an absolute bloodbath. The 2 attacking alliances decided to fight each other outside. This just kind of shows you the chaos of siege, and we actually see, we're going to jump into Danny's POV so we can hear him leading his pirates.
Up to 8 and then over to 9. Go fast, go fast, go fast, go fast.
Call the door, banana.
So there's simultaneously different things happening.
Oh, actually, it looks like someone opened the exterior gate.
Gates are open.
They managed to get someone sneaky to open the outer wall gates. The faster the attackers realize this might be an insane siege. It looks like there's people in the throne room already.
Move all the way to the throne and we'll hold there.
It looks like they're going to just turtle up in the throne room. This doesn't happen. That means someone was able to stealth in through the castle, probably through the sewers, make it all the way there, and open the outer wall. Danny's actually taking the throne from his own alliance. This is a great showcase of the usurper buff. So now Danny is usurping the throne. It's okay though, because they're all on the same team. But you see that number next to the crown? That's how many people in Danny's alliance are standing within the circle, which gives him an additional defense buff. And as you can see in true pirate gaming fashion, they're all just morphed in lines. Kind of
limones.
Limones.
Limones. Limones. Las naranjas. Se fueron.
Yeah, so we actually hear Scythologies here calling in
if you're not
in the guild, and they're just trying to turtle up. They're trying to transfer ownership of the castle.
Okay.
But it's crazy to see. I don't know if the other alliances know that that right-hand gate is open. There's a timer. You can't just instantly close it when it opens. So this could just be a complete bloodbath in the throne room for the entirety of this siege. So I'm not sure if they've realized it, but if you look on just the right side, above where the mouse is right now, that is where the gate is open. And that is where they have to be careful because there's also a res point there that they can take. So it looks like they do have some enemies coming in here on the left. We're going to have an engage in the throne room, and they're already beating down the inner gate, which is absolutely wild. They brought that jumper golem forward. Finally, the jumper golem dies. The defenders will pull back, and I wonder where the attackers are, but there is some of the attackers already in the throne room. Looks like Green Alliance has made their way through the gate. Again, this is something completely foreign to a lot of players because usually they'll leave a guild defending that outer gate, that outer door that was open, and now it's absolute pandemonium. Usually you'll have like 20-30 minutes that go by before any attacker even steps foot into the inner courtyard.
Can you get Shiku ready?
Yeah, this is it. Okay, they finally closed the gate, it looks like. So now that gate, like I mentioned, has a timer. So if we look back, that gate should be closed. And this gate here that you saw before we cut to the outside fight is the gate that leads you from the courtyard into the inner courtyard, excuse me. This is the battle carrier golem. So you actually use that to transport your troops around, and until the outer gate falls, you can actually use this. You walk up against the wall, and then your guild jumps over. But look at this, there's still the fight in the throne room. The green alliance versus the blue alliance. Just a huge, this is a terrible choke to be in. It's an absolute bloodbath. There's not much you can do. And look at all the people being bounced up and down from the vortex arrow. There's 30 seconds left until Dane claims the castle. It won't really change who's attacking and who's defending because he is part of the defending alliance.
A lot of people come.
But if you want to get into the game tomorrow, make sure you purchase one of these early access packs and you'll be able to grab all those cosmetics you see down below, as well as get into the game early. Amazon also did release a roadmap that goes up until, I believe, the first castle siege. So you'll be able to see when the sieges will take place as well on their website, alongside the other milestones. So it looks like Blue Team is just absolutely running through this throne room, essentially. And Danny had to recap the throne, it looks like, because he died. So another 3-minute timer is going to be put on the clock. And on the outside, you see the big golem here shouldering the wall. That is our stone crasher golem. It's the one that's made to destroy the outer walls. And we have the battle carrier golem here on the left side. People are grappling up. And now this is truly what a chaotic siege looks like.
Oh my goodness. I want to know, so like as these two golems, we've talked about like they actually don't last for very long. So you have to strategically like time it well.
Yeah, so golems have a limited like health pool. Some golems, like the gate hammer, which we'll see later on, it's not able to be spawned in yet, it's on a timer, is like this little fire golem. That kind of ticks its own health down as it goes, but the golems themselves have a timer to make sure that you can't just sit in the golem for the entire siege. And then the outer gate looks like it's been destroyed, so I'm not sure if that's one of the walls that has fallen on one side, but it looks like you can hear it too. This stone crasher golem is just beating up the walls here and trying to create an opening for a more consistent flow coming in. But whoever managed to open that outer gate completely changed the landscape of this. And you can actually see, look at this. Can we go back into the throne room if we have eyes? It looks like the castle might flip to the blue team.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go right side.
The red defenders, look, the blue team has control of the castle siege. For those of you at home who think everybody looks the same, we did this on purpose for the siege. We color-coded the 3 alliances. In a regular gameplay, all you'll be seeing is guild emblems. Everyone will have their outfits or their gear on. But for this event, we are mimicking a Dominion event with different color cloaks, so it's a little bit easier for you at home to see who's on whose team. But it looks like the blue team, I'm not sure if it was blue or green.
Is just
yeah, this is a bloodbath here.
Go inside.
So what do you do in this like chokehold situation here? Like, I mean, is there another gate?
Yeah, so this is the main gate into the throne room, and to the right of this, there is a respawn point for the occupants of the castle, and there's a little bit of an L corridor that lets you get back into the throne room. This is the only way into the inner courtyard, except right behind where the camera is, there is another sewer system that you can kind of swim through and get to. But blue looks like they just took the castle, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe blue is the Wee Wee Baguette Alliance. Maybe I can get confirmation on that, but it looks like it is the Wee Wee Baguette Alliance. They have taken control of the throne room, and if that guild leader is not killed within the next 45 seconds, they will become the occupants of the castle, which means no green guild will be able to spawn where that L corridor is. And they'll have to spawn at those resurrection points. And as you can see, there's currently 2 green alliance guilds who hold one of the res points and 1 red one. And the pillage points, which aren't as important in this siege, but they will be for a real siege. Those pillage points, you can steal Lucent and Solent from the guild who wins the castle by claiming those pillage points throughout the castle map. Right now, not as important. Everyone just wants the glory of having the throne for their alliance. But in the real game, it's a nice way to get some extra money, even if your guild isn't one of these dominating alliances. And finally, we have an outer wall that has been destroyed, or almost destroyed. And it looks like that that stone crasher golem is still going very hard. He's punching the gate, which is interesting. So you see the gate now is popped open because he's been punching the gate. For those of you at home, you can punch either side of the gate. So you see where that crevice is right now, and that'll kind of create a complete opening in the wall, as you just saw it happen there. That's part of the health that has been falling, and then once it's completely destroyed, we'll go down. This is super cool. We actually have a scoreboard for you as well. If we can just go back to that real quick, we can kind of see how the guilds and the individual alliances are participating. We Baguette, the creator guild, actually at the top of the leaderboard for kills with Hand of Unity, and I believe that is key in 3rd place. So this is a good way of seeing how many kills and assists you had as an individual guild, how much time you controlled the golem, how much damage you've done to the inner gate, and how many captures you've had on the rest stones or on the pillage points. But we're going to jump back into Danny's POV because this siege now has flipped and Quintessence owns the castle.
3. So did they? We got halfway.
It's fully down.
Inner gate, sorry, is half. We can't push it yet. Look at the crazy. Just stay there and take it off the allies once they get it back. Move for me. We're gonna go towards the finish point and then just move towards the inner gate. See if we can see what's going on there. Nice. Don't worry about the footage zone.
Do not waste your immunity. You're coming in from main gate as well.
We're gonna move from right. We're gonna try and control mid, I think. Beautiful. 5-second regroup. Okay, fine. In mid 3, 2. Go left. Once you come out, go left. We're gonna take this main respawn. Big fight here, big fight here.
Huge fight, yeah.
Moving through. We're actually going to go through because we've got allies behind. Moving through. Big sleep.
Very good call.
Move through, move through. Support the allies at the back. Inner gate still up. Just hold him here, hold him here. Can we get one? Can we ask them to bring it? Do we have any allies with columns? Can we bring them in? We need that inner gate down. Or let's just hold our respawn here. Can we ask allies to stop taking our respawn? That'd be lovely. Sovereign. I see you. Have words with him, please, Banana. Okay, yeah, we can just chill here. That gate's still up.
Recapping it.
That gate's still up.
Yeah, so we heard a...
We need to get the goal.
Look at the whale. So this is actually our homie. I like to call him Jigentrite. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but that's how Grenton pronounces it. And this is cool because I'm not sure if there's any guilds on the whale right now, but in a regular siege, this whale will sometimes fly over the castle, and you can actually ride the whale and kind of paratrooper off the whale into the castle, which is super cool. There was actually a guild that won a siege by doing that in Korea. So W's in the chat for the whale, star of the show. And we have a big contest here. This is the central resurrection point. There's another one in the top left that we're just panning to. And then on the back right of the map by the gate that opened, that's the other resurrection point. And if you die, all the way in the back on the top left of your screen, you'll see a little platform. That's where you spawn. No matter if you're defending or attacking, the only guild that will always spawn inside the castle is currently Quintessence because they're the ones who own the throne. The rain has also been activated.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I know that there was some stuff with the rain and getting stuck in...
There was a specific guild that got stuck in the sewers on Korea. Oh. And what I mean by that is there are 2 sewer entrances. When it rains, those sewers flood. And if you're in there, you're stuck. Not only that, it will allow environmental buffs, so it'll treat every character as wet. And there's certain skills in the game, like Chain Lightning or Judgment Lightning from Staff, that deal more damage and sometimes even chain together when the targets are wet. So we have a very wet siege for you today as well, ladies and gentlemen. Not only a chaotic one. And this is a great showing from all 3 alliances. It could still go anyone's way. I'm curious if there's... Well, now that the door is closed on the outside and the inner gate is still up, Quintessence just managed to flip the castle, and now we're in a regular siege, so to speak, where they have to.
Golem.
This is my favorite golem. This is my boy. It's my son. It's the Gate Hammer Golem. He can shoot a big fireball at his chest. His job is just to walk straight. You just go straight, my man, and you go right to that inner gate. Nope, go straight to the inner gate. Listen to Grenton. Oh no, you're going the wrong way. He's trying to farm some kills. Let him cook. All good. But you want to bring that golem to the inner gate because it does a lot of damage to that inner gate. That is my child. But this is actually not a terrible use of him either if he's trying to secure the central rest point for his team. It does a lot of pulsating AoE damage. But now look at this. He's coming up to that inner gate. He can use the shoulder charge. This right here does a lot of AoE. There's the shoulder charge. It's going to do a lot of damage. Fireball probably next. And then the inner gate's probably going to come down pretty quickly. So you have to be very careful. Now there's the fireball. And if you want to, again, get into the game early, make sure you pick up an early access pack. Early access starts tomorrow, so don't miss out. You can get some of these exclusive cosmetics like you're seeing on the screen, and you can experience sieges like this a little bit sooner, right, than full launch servers. But, I mean, this is just a showcase of 3 alliances, or I was kind of concerned that some of them might not know what they were doing.
Sure.
But this looks like
They
a
figured
very
it out
coordinated
quick.
siege. Oh yeah, I've been so surprised on the EU day, the arenas, the Riftstone battle, and now this siege. All these guilds look like either the callers have been playing for a long time, everyone's working together.
Gamers, man.
They're just gamers. Gamers being gamers, chat. Gamers being gamers. And we're gonna just, that inner gate, if you look at the top right of your screen, there is one sliver of health left on that inner gate. And that is when kind of pandemonium ensues. There's still 30 minutes left in the siege, which is wild because in 15 minutes, we've had a flip of the castle and the inner gate being broken.
While other things are also simultaneously happening.
Yeah, exactly. While there's a bunch of stuff happening, and they're just trying, and this is obviously a good call from the blue side, the defenders. They're just trying their best to destroy this golem before he destroys the gate.
How do you destroy your son? Sorry.
Hopefully you don't, but you just attack him. His health will tick down because the golem is on fire, so he does have a dot on him.
Okay, so the rain doesn't affect him or anything?
The rain doesn't affect him. That would be kind of interesting if the rain kind of like doused the fire a little bit and weakened him.
Yeah, just a little tick on him.
This is how you destroy a golem. You just have a bunch of people pelting him over and over and over again.
Not your son.
Yeah, obviously these builds are, everyone's on the same level. You can see he's about half health and boom, there goes the inner gate. This is where it becomes a true free-for-all. All three alliances are going to try to funnel into that inner gate. Resurrection point 3 is what I call it, which is the resurrection point right near the gate that was opened at the beginning, is the only resurrection point inside the inner courtyard, which is going to be very important for guilds to hold. And then the only other guild that can spawn inside the inner courtyard is Quintessence, since they currently own the castle. And again, this is like what I like to call like Hell's Choke, because if you're running through this, odds are you're not coming out the other side alive. And the only there's two other ways to get into the inner courtyard: going through the sewers, which because of the rain you can't do anymore, or on the current right of your screen there is a bridge that is right next to the gate that was opened at the beginning that you can open to open the bridge to then have a second point of entry. Because if everyone's trying to funnel in here, which we see the blue alliance trying to do, it's a bloodbath. This is where you go to farm kills if you're a crossbow dagger player or a tank.
But that gate does have a cooldown.
Yeah, so if it gets open, the defenders can't just go back and close it. They have to wait a bit of time. But I think opening now, trying to get a stealth group or two to get through is probably your best bet. You've got to try to get those gates open because these, like, it looks like, I believe this is Shengu. Yeah, so this is Shengu who's on the Gatehammer Golem. He's part of the original defenders.
Man, he is just taking the heat over here. Wonder you love him.
Not only do I love this golem, but I also love this player. I've been playing against him for quite some time.
Okay.
Very good tank, and he's doing a really good job of just kind of keeping the entire Blue Alliance at bay. And you see behind the golem, there is another 1v1 happening between the Red Alliance and the Green Alliance, while the Blues who are defending, they're just trying to kill this golem.
Yeah.
They just want this golem gone, and the health of that golem is slowly but surely dropping down. Also, for those of you at home, for the early access packs, everything you see on the outfit of the character is completely dyeable. So if you're not a fan of pink horns, or you're not a fan of, you know, the outfit colors, you can completely change those colors within the in-game dyeing system, which is super cool because I like the all black look.
I need all goth.
Yeah, we got gothified a little bit. So these horns can change colors, the outfits can change colors, the frills can change colors, everything can change colors on the outfits here, which is awesome. I was kind of worried, not worried about it, but curious about it before Amazon confirmed it in one of their most recent posts. So that's going to be super cool to see how people maybe do like a little like Power Ranger team or something with a rainbow.
Okay, or just theme, you know, the seasons do happen, I know, but this is why you also want to follow on socials and be part of Discord, because you don't want to miss out on these events.
We're gonna go grapples up, boys.
Yeah, and then here we have, look at another use of high ground, right?
Okay.
So they're just using, are they jumping down or are they coming up?
Grapples up, sleep bottom, but push up, push up, push up.
Yeah, we have a lot of, maybe we can jump back into Danny's POV for this engage, I'm not sure.
Don't fight bottom, allies fight bottom, we push up.
Whoa.
Nice.
That's nice, just keep killing them on.
Yeah. Full damage on top of the buildings for me. All focus buildings.
Yeah, this is my favorite place to fight as a tank.
Destroyed.
But Danny died, so can we laugh at him, please?
Sorry, Danny.
Chat, get them wajaja for Danny in there. We cut to his POV and he instantly dies.
You cast or cursed
He's
him.
role-playing his canon today. But we do have another guild now trying to spin this resurrection point.
How long does that take?
now?
It's about, I believe, a 10-second cap,
Okay,
if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
not too
but you have
long.
so much going on that you just it's hard to just place yourself there.
Yeah, it's very much, I mean, anyone can cap these. It doesn't have to be like a guild officer.
Okay.
So you can send anyone from your guild to cap this. Sometimes there's a little like inter-alliance drama or bickering because like, okay, we said Pirate Gaming was gonna get Resurrection Point 2, but now your guild's capping it. Oh, get off my Resurrection Point. So maybe it creates some chaos internally too for a lot of these guilds. And Danny is in my favorite golem. Danny, you are my son now, so don't let me down. He's gonna be walking. You can see the golem POV here, which is great. His action bar changes. He only has 3 skills. One is the shoulder charge, one is the fireball, and the other one kind of just lights him on fire and does AoE around. So we get some golem POV here, ladies and
Lots
gentlemen.
pouring through that main gate. We'll make a play soon. Let's try and hold mid for a bit and then we'll make a play again.
Hello,
Danny nerfed.
Danny nerf.
Oh, nerfed again.
Danny got nerfed. Danny DC'd, unfortunately, but I mean, he's just, as you can see, he's just dancing there.
Oh.
But the rest of the siege plays on. We're gonna have someone from production jump in and take a look at that, but
Get you back in.
you're too strong, Danny.
Yeah.
They're like, we can't have you in the
He can't be in the golem.
Yeah, the game was like, no, we need to make this siege fair. So we'll still be seeing the fight go on as Danny gets back in the game so he can call his team. But again, that Gatehammer golem, now that the Gatecrasher, excuse me, or Gatehammer, now that the inner gate's open, it's not as impactful anymore because you want the fight to happen inside that inner courtyard.
Okay.
And inside that inner courtyard is a no golem zone.
Oh.
There's really no way to get a golem in there, or at least I haven't figured it out yet. So if someone at home can get a golem in here, let me know.
Can I ask a question?
You sure can.
Can golems fight each other?
Yeah, golems can do damage to other golems. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Yeah. So if an enemy team has a golem, like let's say the Stone Crasher golem, at the beginning you can have a jumper golem start doing damage to it, which is kind of cool. This is the most important resurrection point to fight over. I believe it's called Resurrection Point 3. It's the one that's right next to the throne room. And at the beginning of the siege, the door that was right behind the camera right now is the one that got open. And you see that little yellow pillar in the bottom right as it disappears? That's what someone needs to pull it. We need 2 people to pull it to let people come in. But the Blue Alliance is just doing such a phenomenal job of keeping control of this inner courtyard. There is still 22 minutes left in this siege.
My goodness.
It is, I told you, this is a war. Sieges usually will start on the hour. There'll be 15 minutes of prep, so you can tell which alliance is taking which, res point, so there's no drama. And then 45 minutes of this, pure carnage. And sieges can go into overtime if someone usurps the throne until that player is dead or until that 3-minute timer has elapsed. The siege will not end.
Whoa.
Even if the timer goes down to 0.
We love some overtime. I mean, we've seen very close games in this event, so.
Yeah, the entire 2-day event so far has had some pretty close games. The Boonstone War yesterday went into overtime. The Riftstone War today had phenomenal plays from both guilds. And again, we're in the dead man's choke here, where they're just trying to make it through this inner gate, but they're just going to get pelted by AoEs. These vortex arrows are just going to lock down this entryway, and that's why it's so important to try to find an opportunity to open that bridge gate. And it looks like we have, that's Baggins TV. Hopefully his community is loving this golem POV as well. This is a jumper golem, does a lot of damage. Obviously, guess what? Block with, it jumps. So you can get up on roofs, you can get up on castle walls, or you can just jump on people on the floor. And that's exactly what he's doing here. It looks like he's popping his defensive buff, and he's trying to find some damage here. It looks like we had a little hiccup in the server, but it looks like we're back. Maybe that was just an observer POV issue there, but looks like we're back in the action. Nothing to worry about. And again, we just see how tanky these players are, and it's just how the tanks are using Blood Devotion. And I know that's something, and I'm going to give credit where credit's due. The person who put me onto this tech was Scythologies from Pirate Gaming. On the Hyperboost server, he said, Grenton, this new skill's insane. We tested it together, and I was like, oh my goodness, you are right. And now a lot of guilds are incorporating this Blood Devotion tech to keep their parties alive, and we're seeing it pay off in tenfold here with how tanky these players are. And this is true castle siege fashion. You have the high ground, you're on the castle walls, you're defending your castle against the attackers who are trying desperately to breach the gates. This is honestly just poetic. And we have the blue side as well pushing out from inside the castle gate, trying to push away the Green Alliance. I haven't seen the Red Alliance in quite a bit, so maybe they're trying something a little sneaky.
Okay.
I'm not sure if my eyes deceive me. It looks like it is still raining. maybe the rain has stopped, and then at a certain point, those sewers will drain and they'll become available for use once again.
So I see the chat is asking how many players are actively playing right now.
So today, if I'm not mistaken, there should be 3 alliances of 280 players each.
Okay.
Which, if my math is correct, that's 569. I don't know, math is hard. I shouldn't do math on stream.
Just a lot.
You know, 560 plus 200, 840.
Woo!
We got there. 840 players. On the first Korean siege, I believe there was north of 2,000 players.
Okay,
And it looks like, thankfully, it's our observers that are disconnecting, which I think is a good thing. Our players seem to be untouched.
They're having a great time in there.
But I hear the observers laughing in the background too, so I think everyone's having a great time. But there was north of 2,000 players in the first castle siege on the largest server
Spicy
of
battles.
Khazar. So it gets hectic. And these servers, honestly, we're on a private build. We're on a build that has some of the old patch, some of the new patch. It is a private client. This is not what you're gonna have in
the game.
in the live game.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just an issue with the server cams, and honestly, I think I've done, I don't know, sieges every 2 weeks. I've been playing the game for 10 months. The first siege unlocked 2 months into the game, so you do the math this time, chat. I think I've DC'd from a max of like two sieges.
Oh.
So the game actually runs phenomenally well in large-scale battles. There's actually an option in the game. There's an option in the game to tick on to optimize large-scale combat, and that helps a lot in sieges like this. But we're back. Danny's in the golem.
Let's go,
Take
Danny.
2.
18 minutes.
And we'll see, there's 18 minutes left in the siege. There's still a lot of time. And this is just, again, a great showing for the siege. I'm glad we were able to show you some of this chaos, because this is why a lot of people play and stick around in Throne of Liberty. So he's just going to kind of walk towards where the conflict is.
Walking towards that golem.
Yeah, and I'm just going to kind of let this play out, and just you can watch how cool, you know, siege golem gameplay is.
I'm on the top pool, boys. I'm on the top pool.
Disengage, boys, and take it.
High ground. We can clear their high ground here. Gates up, boys. Gates up.
Oh no, they're just nerfing Danny every time. Poor Danny, maybe the golem and you aren't meant to be.
Yeah, I won't try.
It's a divorce. But we still got about, like I mentioned, 17 minutes, 18 minutes in the siege. Still no one has been able to contest the blue side here. And this is kind of where last minute politics can happen.
What do you mean by that?
So there's 3 alliances,
Sure.
but there's one goal.
Who's
Everyone
take
wants the
that
throne, right?
Yep.
Currently, blue, for the last 35 minutes, have had control of the inner throne room. So if I'm part of the red alliance or I'm part of the green alliance, maybe they're talking to each other, say, hey, let's not hit each other until we at least get into the throne room, where we flip the throne. Sometimes something like that can happen. These last minute alliances where it's, okay, well, we know we can't beat this guild 1v1v1 because everyone's just killing each other and they have defender's advantage. But let's get in there, let's shake things up, and then all bets are off, let's drop the gloves and let's go. So I've seen that happen many times on Korea. I've seen betrayals at the last minute where someone in the blue alliance goes and opens the door and betrays their own alliance. So it's very, very political.
Have you done that?
No comment. I will not confirm nor deny the allegations.
Okay.
I am but a humble tank. But it looks like we do have still a bloodbath happening at this central resurrection point. It is currently owned by a member of the Blue Alliance, and you see the Green Alliance here trying to kind of spin it back. And this is, again, I'm not sure what the Green Alliance is kind of, I guess they want to get the rest point and then push, but they need to kind of make some space here for the rest of their guilds and alliances. And still, on the top left of your screen, you can't see it right now, but there is a bridge, and they need to open that to create another point of entry into the castle. The rain has stopped. So the sewer should be at one point fully drained, and you'll be able to kind of swim through there. And then there'll be 3 points of entry into the courtyard, and that's where it's going to get a little bit more chaotic. But again, look, the red team and the blue and the red team and the green team are simply just fighting each other. This is Baggins' alliance and the Danny's alliance. They're just kind of going at each other's throats. And the blue team, which is Wee Wee Baguette, are just kind of chilling in the back. They're just doing their thing. And this is a defender's dream, when the two attackers are kind of just fighting within each other and not really kind of focusing on actually taking the throne, but more so just kind of farming kills or having fun with their communities. As a guild who wants to win the castle, this is great. I believe I saw a message that one of the gates have opened. I'm not sure if we can pan to the inner courtyard to kind of take a look at that and see if any of those gates have opened on the right side of the inner courtyard. But it looks like green has finally flipped. Oh no, it just got flipped back by blue. But green does have, oh, there's a ton of, Matashi actually flips the castle wall resurrection. That's the outer one. And it looks like we have someone trying to cap the throne, they instantly died.
Whoa.
Someone else tried to cap the throne, and we need to get into the throne room if we can, ladies and gentlemen. We have a usurper in our midst, and there is a little bit of a fight going outside, but it looks like Quintessence managed to kill whoever was trying to usurp the castle. And look at this, this is absolute chaos. They've opened the gate. This is the gate I was talking about. Both gates are open, the outside gate and the inner gate. This is gonna allow a complete different point of entry. You're not gonna have to go through that dead man's choke. And you see they're trying to close it, but they have to do it at the same time, which they did. They managed to close the outer gate, and they live to fight another day. This is just absolute insanity. This is what you have to do as defenders to own a siege. And the alliance of Wee Wee Baguette with Quintessence on the castle throne, they're just putting on a clinic right now. This is textbook castle siege defense.
Ooh.
I'm glad we were able to get that shot for you as well. And that's all you have to do if you're on Danny's alliance or if you're on Baggins' alliance, Rohirrim. Name of the game is to do that more often.
Okay.
If you can do that more often, you saw there was a bit of a flip happening in the throne room, and if both alliances kind of push in, that's where you're going to be able to kind of take it back from the blue alliance, which is Wee Wee Baguette.
Okay, get ready. We're gonna push mid, and if we dice, okay, then we're gonna do the. Okay.
All right, so it looks like Danny. I just heard Danny make a call. They're going to push down the middle here, and they're going to kind of do it as a little bit of a contact play is what I call it. So they're going to be pushing in to kind of see how the defenses look like. If they die, they have a res point, so they're not going to spawn too far, and they can pivot their strategy. So it looks like we're going to jump into Danny's POV now, and we're going to see this push happen.
Okay, get ready to push my gate in 5, 4, 3, everybody, 2, 1, and you can go to die. Okay, you play to die. We're going to do this.
Play to die, my favorite call.
I'm trying to hold main, but someone's taking off me. One other tank with me, please. Another tank hold. Try and stop these guys capping it. Try and stop it.
Guardians just got popped, so Danny just popped his ultimate ability, which is the Green Ranger Elowin. It's on a 10-minute cooldown. There's a few that you can choose
from. Get off the top! Magic, Symbian, Devil, go! Mr. O, go! Go!
There we go. Kind of getting fired up in the booth.
You're not listening. Move through. They're going to cap it. It's too late.
You can tell how intense if you're not listening to your IGL, the cons. You could be, you know.
If I say go forward and
your last attempt. Yeah. You have to be able to set your role and focus up on that.
Everyone go through and die.
Exactly, and we saw him pop the ultimate ability. It's called a Guardian in this game. As you progress through the story and you do different quests to unlock these Guardians, that Guardian that he popped, around him, I believe it's a 3 to 5 meter range, it'll root everyone. So it's really good for tanks. They'll charge in, pop it, they'll isolate and lock down a clump of people, and then the rest of their guild can kind of go through and kill them. We see the Blue Alliance actually popping some guild buffs here. Range looks like it got popped. That blue pillar that you saw hit everyone. Range and mana regen just got popped. Looks like the Red Alliance actually did as well. The Jumper Golem this is a great spot for the Jumper Golem to be on, because the worst thing you want is to just give 20, 40, 50 mages and archers high ground advantage.
DPS, please.
So having a Golem up here kind of makes them second guess it. They have to pull back. But it looks like now they're trying to finally make some space here and push into the inner courtyard. We have about 10 minutes, 11 and a half minutes left to siege. This is, again,
I need you to do this.
It can come down to the wire.
Leaps through. Move in. Just send it through.
So you see up behind us there, there's a lot of people trying to fight on that bridge.
Good healing.
I'm not sure if the gate is open. Maybe we can fly over there and take a look.
Oh, the Golem just
jumped over the wall, and the gate is open. So this is another point of entry. This is what I'm talking about. You've got to keep this gate open. If you can open the outer one, cool. But this gate is the one you have to try to keep open if you're an attacker, because otherwise, so he's trying to get in. I don't think he knows that he can get in the inner courtyard. But if this is a Golem part of your alliance, this is allowing you kind of a choke. It looks like the defenders did manage to close it.
Okay.
So they're going to have to try to open it from the other side again. It looks like that's exactly what's happening. There's one person spamming one of them, but again, you need 2 people to open that gate. Teamwork makes the dream work, baby. And this is why I love castle defense, because there's a lot of these little micro situations that can happen, and boom, the gate is open again. So this is, again, just phenomenal attacker strategy, textbook defense. In the last 10 minutes of this siege, it's going to be an absolute bloodbath. I'd like to see if we can maybe pull up the scoreboard real quick now that we're in the final 10 minutes of play, so we can take a look at if the same guilds are performing as strong as they were at the beginning, or if the other guilds are kind of catching up. So we'll see if production can pull that up for us at one point. But right now, it looks like there's still absolute bloodbath happening at this inner courtyard.
Oh, there
and
it
as
is.
you see here, Sovereign actually climbing it. Wee Wee Baguette, a creator guild, still in second place. Hand of Unity with 892 kills. And Pirates from the Ashes have come up with 849. It looks like the green and the blue alliance are the two alliances that are really dominating the top 10 spots of these scoreboards. But we're going to be going to Danny on set.
Get in here, boys. There's 1,000 enemies in here. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the boys have got a...
There's nothing more that I love than cutting to Danny's POV and him dying, but he's happy about it. His boys are performing really well. The caster curse.
Sorry.
If Brenton says we're cutting to you, pop your defensives, I guess. And this is still the carnage that's happening at the outer gates.
Okay.
This is what I mean. Siege is absolutely chaos because we were just spending the last 10 minutes at the inner gate. But there's still all of this happening on the outer gates as well. And this is, again, something that is just
It's going to fight this time.
unmatched, really, in other MMOs, it looks like. Oh, actually, I stand corrected. We have a jumper golem inside the inner courtyard. This is the first time I've ever seen that.
Seen that?
Yeah, so it's a first for Grenton. And this is very interesting because now those two yellow pillars, maybe they can get, someone to pull it, someone to open it.
For kills.
I would say, what would this strategy be? Because this is your first time seeing this boy in here.
Well, he's doing exactly what he has to do. There he goes. He's jumped back on the wall, trying to get out a little bit.
Still from behind.
But he's still going to be taking a lot of damage.
Okay.
I'm not sure if he knows he can't break that wall. His job is mainly going to be to create space here for his green alliance to push and try to get in to open it from the other side. So what he was doing was perfect because you saw how many people from the blue alliance had to kind of stay and attack him.
And run over there.
Which should have given either the red alliance or the green alliance an opportunity to push in, but it doesn't look like anyone really capitalized on that. Looks like the golems, he's stuck a little bit. They are big golems, so you gotta be a little elegant with how you move them. Otherwise, you might get stuck on buildings. But again, three-way fight going on here. Top of your screen, we have the blue alliance that is pushing into the green alliance that has the red alliance in their back. So it's absolutely just insane the amount of carnage that we're having here in the final 10 minutes of the siege. There's 7.5 minutes left. 7 minutes and 50 seconds left.
Woo!
And Quintessence and the blue team, Wee Wee Baguette, has just been putting on a clinic on how to defend the castle. I'm not sure if it was the blue team that opened the outer gate.
Yeah.
Hopefully I can get confirmation from someone in chat or a community member of one of these creators. But whoever opened the outer gate, Wee Wee Baguette's alliance just took control of it. They're like, oh, this is an opportunity. Let's go get the throne. They got the throne, they flipped it, and here we are. And again, look at this textbook defense from the Blue Alliance. They have a big clump of people blocking the only entrance into the throne room. I'm curious to see, guys, if you're listening to me and you're the Red and Green Alliance, this might be time for you guys to team up until you get into the throne room and then kind of drop the gloves and go crazy, because Wee Wee Baguette's alliance with Quintessence on the throne, they just kind of seem like an impenetrable wall right now.
I mean, they're a creator team, right?
Yeah, Wee Wee Baguette, which we saw was ranked second for kills.
Yes.
I believe is just a creator guild. So a bunch of content creators in there and the community. This isn't one of these guilds that have been either playing on Korea for super long. Like we saw Sovereign. Sovereign is a guild that did play on Hyperboost. They went by a different name back then. Pirates, who are also third or fourth, I believe, on the scoreboard, were a guild that played on Korea. So this creator guild is keeping up, and I'm so happy because this kind of just shows the people at home, if you kind of know what you're doing, you can keep up with these guilds who have been playing on Korea, and that's what I want. I want to see this dark horse come out on NA or this dark horse come out on EU and absolutely wash all of the guilds and just do what we're seeing here. We did see a little bit of a flip on the castle from someone from the Red Alliance, so we might have some, you know, sneaky little boys on Greatsword Dagger, Crossbow Dagger in the throne room. But again, we got, last 5 minutes here, 6 minutes. This is, it looks like, and maybe I'm caster cursing this, but it looks like Wee Wee Baguette will close it out unless something happens here, because they're doing such a good job of just creating a meat grinder in front of this inner gate.
So one of the things I know we talked about is the environment. Is it able to respawn again after
the rain?
The rain
so
after a certain cooldown?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So what's really cool about this game is rain. The weather's random.
Okay.
Night and day cycles. There's an hour and a half of day, 30 minutes of night. but the actual weather's random. However, there are 3 what's called transcendental skills, which are global skills, and there's something in the game called activity points. So the more things you do in the game, the more activity points you generate, and if you're the #1 ranked activity person on your server, once every 12 hours, you can make it rain, baby. So you can actually call the rain down and do what we saw happen here where you flood the sewers. If you're the #1 person for kills on your server, you get an eclipse buff, which turns it to nighttime, which, as you remember earlier, if you're in an open world dungeon at night, it becomes PvP. But more importantly from Siege, your 69 other guild members, if they're standing around you, it will turn invisible.
Okay, that's cool.
And speaking of action, this is actually a really good engage here. They're trying their best to... Oh, Danny unfortunately gets DC'd again. They're just trying to nerf him a little bit, but that engage, they're trying to get some space on the top. They're trying to create some room for his alliance to actually push through. The red alliance really needs to piggyback off this moment.
Right.
The enemy right now is blue.
And the time is ticking.
The time is ticking. Looks like we have someone trying to cap the throne. 4 minutes left. Again, this can go into overtime. This can go into overtime. They did stop the cap. And it looks like, yeah, there's just one little sneaky boy who went into the throne room. As you can see, this guy, unfortunately, he's stuck in the floor. He should just try to dodge roll if you can hear me, and you'll probably get out of there.
There are people inside as well.
That sometimes happens if you get charged or hooked on the wrong angle, but it is what it is. And look, there's just all of the blue alliance is outside the courtyard.
Right.
So with a coordinated push, you can kind of flip the positioning because they have no one on defense except for 5 to 10 people. So with a coordinated push and you can wrap around behind them, that's where you're able to kind of switch the momentum. And again, look, someone from the Green Alliance has taken the throne and they're just trying to live here. And I'm not sure how many people are being pulled back. And again, boom, it was the guild called Ninjas. Their guild leader was killed and the castle is back in the hands of Quintessence. There's only about 3 minutes left, so it's now or never for these guilds. As I did mention, you have up until the final second to cap the throne because it will go into overtime otherwise. And just Blue Alliance is just so impressive here. What they're doing on defense is just phenomenal. They're kind of harassing not only the main choke, which is the inner gate choke, but they're going back up to that bridge to try to make sure they can't open it again. And again, look at this, the jumper golem. This is kind of all you can do with the golem now. Yeah, you can get inside, but if there's none of your allies in there, we saw it earlier, you're kind of just attracting attention, which can be good, but we want to make sure that we have a follow-up with it. So very, very stalwart defense here from the side of Quintessence and Wee Wee Baguette's Alliance, the blue team. And it looks like we're nearing our 2-minute warning, I believe. Yep, 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in play here. And this is kind of where, and a little friendly tip for those at home, you don't really need this Stone Crasher Golem anymore.
Okay.
He can very rarely go inside the castle walls. Sometimes you can kind of get him in there. But you don't really need that Golem anymore because the fight is happening at the inner gate.
Right.
Once both, obviously, sides of the wall are broken, now everyone can kind of go in where they want to go in from. You can actually break one more side on the left hand here. They just crash the gate on the right of the gate. You can actually break the left hand too. But this is enough room for people to just go in. And it looks like we had another ninja go and try to steal the castle, but they get killed pretty quickly. All they got to do is give that person, well, you can't do it anymore, but hopefully that person's an officer or above, because what they can do is they can sneak in, drop a summon gate, summon their entire 70-man guild inside the throne room, and then try to do that.
That would be so sick.
Yeah, that's what they should be doing here. I'm not sure if that's what they're trying to do, but it looks like he's just going for the throne every time.
He has to be positioned in a certain
little corner to knock his...
Yeah. Because does it take a while?
It takes about 5 seconds to cast the summon gate. So if you obviously get killed during that cast,
I'm sure you see it too right away.
Yeah, you have someone just holding like a flag or something for like 5 minutes, or 5 seconds, excuse me. But it looks like we're going back into the inner courtyard, so I'm not sure if there's a fight happening inside, and we actually have some craziness happening on defense as we enter our final minute of the siege, ladies and gentlemen. And this is where usually the call is, if you're on defense, last minute of play, turtle. Okay. Everyone come to the throne room, you hold that breach, you hold the L corridor, which I called as well, and here we go. Woo! That's probably why they called it. We have Green Alliance, which is the alliance led by Baggins, or with Baggins in it. Baggins actually has the throne right now. He has the Usurper buff, and they just have to keep Baggins alive for 3 minutes. So it looks like the blue team is actually coming through and just absolutely ravaging them. But here comes red as well. This is exactly what you need. You need this chaos. It looks like Baggins did fall, so it's back in the hands of the blue team, but you just gotta push through to the throne. This is where you just need your guild leader. It's only your guild leader. One person in each guild can touch the throne and try to capture the castle. It looks like someone from Dog Guild is trying as well. And again, it's just, this is going to be pure chaos for the final moments of play. If we can get the timers back up, and it is going to end as Quintessence and Wooey Baguette managed to sneak a cap and defend for 35 minutes. I want to keep this on screen for a little bit because I do want to talk about it.
Okay.
Dead tie between Sovereign and Wooey Baguette's kill scores. Sovereign is a very good guild from the Europe region who have played on Hyper Boost. Wooey Baguette, to my knowledge, are all creators in their community. So what an insane showing from them. Hand of Unity as well, coming in 3rd place for kills. Pirates couldn't close out the siege, but you guys are in the top 5, so we appreciate that. Quintessence, Key, Zakon, Sanguinus, and Rohirrim, another creator guild in the top 10. So that's actually super cool to see. What a great siege from both players, or all sides, excuse me, and all creators. And the second column, the green column, is assists.
Okay.
That's why obviously that number's pretty bloated, because if I accidentally sneeze on Danny and he dies, it counts as an assist. But just a really great job, and you can see here on the map who controlled what as the siege ended. And again, just what a phenomenal showing from everyone. And
it's pure chaos.
I honestly want to wrap show so I can go home and fly and play early access. Like I just want to do a siege, man.
No, I want to create my character.
Yeah, you can do that. I'm rushing to 50. I want to play.
You want to do, but you know, I want to throw it to Danny. Danny, I know you were trying so hard to get back in it every single time. You know, I just want to know, like, out of all of these sieges, like, you know, you've done quite a bit. So I heard some comms, like some serious comms of trying to get your team in order. What was, you know, I guess the pivoting point for your team?
There was a very good opening, and I threw it. That's all I can say. Sorry. I am going to get grilled. I was playing as the prince inside, and we had I don't know where that gap is. So we pushed forward to try and hold the choke point.
Oh, you walked out of the throne room.
I don't know if I walked out. I don't know. There's like 15 seconds left until we had it, and I don't know that limit. I haven't been in that situation before, so I probably threw that siege, and I am going to get slated once I get off this stage.
Or two.
There's going to be a mutiny within our but that was brilliant, and I hopefully, you know, from my point of view, obviously dropping in and out there, trying to enjoy a bit of a golem. I haven't really done that either, because you get everyone else to do it, so I was like, we're here, let's enjoy it. So as people could see, you can jump in it, and that's very fun.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's just madness. Like, it's just mad, and there's like positive moments, and then angry moments, and then sad moments, and it's just, I mean, it's the pinnacle of this
emotions
game. You know, it's amazing. But yeah, great fun. I don't know what else to say. It was just awesome. What we did see was I got kind of a cheat here. Once I died, I had a little bit of a
I saw your screen cheating.
Yeah, I was like, I'm looking over here like, do this. Shot calling through spectator cam, but the Blue Alliance, phenomenal.
Right?
Oh my gosh.
Every ready for that, huh?
Yeah, they
were
coordinated. Brilliant, mate.
Do you know if it was them who opened the inner gate, or that first, if it was blue or red?
So we managed. Actually, I don't know. I know that our boys are inside to start with. Slife led a squad in and managed to get in there and get that initial fight going. I don't know who opened the gates early on, but wherever we went, it was just a sea of blue. They just that whole alliance coordinated so well. It was really, really good. So absolute credit to them. Look at them blasting. Is that Sheng?
That's Sheng. I gave him a little shout out.
It's just that choke point is so unbelievably hard to get through, and you have to just relax, I think, and take your time. And that's what we started to try and do. Take our time, get the kills, and then the guys managed to make that push through there at the end. And the fight was happening in the...
If it just happened a few minutes sooner...
Baggins was in there.
Baggins tried to cap, which is nice.
But then that army of blue come in and just shut us down again. But
was there any cross-comming between green and red towards the end to kind of like peace treaty. Let's get in the throne room
Not
and then
that
see
I
what
know
happens.
of. We were struggling to get comms from our own alliance.
Okay.
I'm looking at that camera. It's underdogging you.
Who are we calling out? Banana or Scythe this time?
Shiku.
Shiku. Okay.
Okay.
Calling out Shiku, I guess.
I know you, mate. But no, honestly, it was just really good. Credit to the Blue Alliance. I didn't see much of the Red Alliance. Don't know where they were, what they're doing.
Oh, they were around. They were
doing stuff.
They were going crazy. They were hitting your backline a lot. They were.
Well, I had a few of those calls. Behind us, behind us.
Yeah, they were trying a lot of the times to open that bridge into the inner courtyard as well, which was obviously useful.
Yeah.
The couple times it was open is the only times the throne was trying to be flipped, right? So it was, like you said, madness.
I'm sweating again. My heart's beating. It was amazing, and obviously like the jumping in and out, the comms, the chaos from the spectators. It's just awesome. It's just, yeah. And what I'm hoping is that people will see the beauty of this from a small POV as well, because you can see the chaos.
Yeah.
Even for a large guild, it's just really tough. But from small guilds, you can.
There's so much you could do.